I've been leaning into lately is creating boundaries. So it's safe to show up as your most authentic self. And this is what I'm talking about today. And I think it is relevant for you if you are stepping into the next level of personal growth, maybe in your business or in your life in general. And especially when you're becoming more visible, right? When you're becoming more visible, boundaries around your safety to be your authentic self is really, really important. And for me, as I've been doing this work myself, always working, always growing, always learning, for me, this has shown up specifically in boundaries with my family and not being drawn into drama that just isn't mine. And this can be really tough, especially if you've been someone who's been the fixer in the family, right? If you've been the person who's been the caretaker. Because here's the thing. If you're a coach or a consultant or a practitioner or a therapist, and you have a personal brand that's connected to your business, the more authentic you feel and safe to show up in the public arena of social media and the internet, the more you can hold space for yourself, the more people will be drawn to you and your message. And the problem, though, is for many people that I work with, showing up authentically comes with loads of fear. And that fear can have different levels, okay? Because it's one thing to be authentic with the people you know and feel safe with, who are supportive of your journey, okay? It's easy to be authentic with those people. But as you grow and expand, there may be another level of people, who you perhaps don't think support your journey or ideas, or that there's different, what you're saying, what you're talking about, what you believe in is different from what they do. And so that can bring up a level of fear of, oh, these people I know might reject me. Okay, but then there's another level of growth and expansion of feeling safe to be authentic in front of a larger audience of people who you don't even know, people who you don't even know if they agree with you or not. And so this is why it becomes really important that you set boundaries in a way that makes it feel safe for you to be your authentic self in a very public way. And so that's what I'm talking about today.
Hey there, fabulous listeners of the Coaching Circle. It's Toni Everard, your go-to NLP Master Trainer and Business Mindset Coach. Elevate yourself to new heights by joining the Coaching Circle Insiders, a premium subscription membership tailored for coaches and wellbeing practitioners at an incredibly affordable price. Inside, gain exclusive access to a supportive community, valuable resources, and expert guidance on mastering your coaching, communication, and business mindset skills. Let's get close and personal with weekly training and live Q&A to get all your questions answered. Sign up now by clicking the link in the show notes, and I'll see you on the inside.
So feeling safe to be your authentic self requires a couple of shifts in your mindset. And it really comes down to creating boundaries and enforcing those boundaries, because people talk about boundaries all the time and they say, well, I try to put boundaries in place, but they don't pay attention. Trying is not the same as enforcing. If you're going to have boundaries and you're going to put them in place, you need to be willing to do whatever it takes to ensure those boundaries hold. And these might be boundaries that are emotional boundaries. Okay, so you might have to put emotional boundaries in place where you don't tolerate name calling or people belittling you or people talking down to you. Emotional boundaries might also be that you stop being someone's emotional dumping ground. Okay, that you put boundaries in place that someone can't just come and dump all their problems on you when they're not prepared to do anything about changing it. Right, and they just have the same problems and they just keep dumping them on you. Emotional boundaries might be around emotional manipulation, where people who are close to you try to make you feel guilty. about their poor situation and how you should be doing things for them, and that they're a victim, that they've got victim mentality, and they're trying to make you feel emotionally bad for them. Okay, so you might need to put emotional boundaries in place. You might need to put physical boundaries in place. This could be around your physical space, okay, or your physical safety, how much people are allowed to touch you or hug you, or, you know, even if they're getting violent, definitely have some physical boundaries in place. Okay, so physical boundaries might be a thing. Having boundaries in your workplace, okay, so that you're able to do your work without interruption or drama. So this might mean that if you're working from home, that you have boundaries around when are you working at home, that perhaps you've got your own space at home that you work in, that people don't interrupt you. I'm very blessed with my home office. It's outside of my house. And so people know that if I've got my door closed and the blinds are down, I've either got a client or I'm doing something else and they don't come in. Okay, so there's a very clear boundary. You know, if you're working from home, perhaps you're a parent, and you know, or even just working from home. Sometimes when you're working from home, people assume that you're available to them and that you can just do stuff for them. No, you can put boundaries around that. Put boundaries around what are your working hours? What is your what workspace do you need where people don't interrupt you, that you can get on and do your work, that people don't involve you in their drama. Okay, that you can get your work done. You might also have to have boundaries around your material your physical belongings. You know, if someone's always wanting to borrow things from you, but they don't return it when they say they do, or that they don't look after it while, you know, they've got it in their possession, right? You might have to put some boundaries around that. Time is a really important one. Protecting the use or misuse of your time. You know, that might be that people get on the phone to you and just keep talking and talking and talking. You might have to put boundaries in place. Okay, are people expecting you to just go and do things when, you know, you've got your other priorities that are things that you need to do? Okay, because the thing is that as humans, we have this great desire to fit in and to be liked and accepted and to not upset anyone or to rock the boat. Okay, and often these are people who are the coaches and therapists and practitioners and consultants, that they're helpers, right? We're natural helpers. And we don't want to upset people because often we're fixers. We want to help people. But the problem with that is, if you know that you're here for a purpose and to change the way that people think and to help them create better lives for themselves, then chances are you've got some ideas that other people in your life don't agree with. And what you need to remember is that what other people think is not necessarily what you agree with either. So why do you have to pander to somebody else's thinking? Okay, everyone has the right to their own thoughts, their own ideas, their own expression. And this is where you need to be prepared to set boundaries. And this is where you need to be willing to put your right to free thought and expression ahead of the comfort of others. Because after all, people can choose to tune out if they don't want to hear what you've got to say. Okay, they can withdraw their attention from you if they don't like what you've got to say. People who judge you for what you're doing don't deserve your time and energy. Okay, family don't get free rein to control what you do just because it upsets their model of the world. Your needs matter. Okay, boundaries means that you take back your power in knowing that if other people want the pleasure of being in your life, they need to respect you. Okay, they don't have to agree with you, but they do need to respect you. Okay, so this is really important. People don't have to agree with you, but if they want a space in your life, they need to respect you. One of the things that really stood out to me, I love listening to Jordan Peterson, and in his 12 rules of life, he said that in the situation of being bullied, and I'll apply this to people who don't respect your boundaries, okay, that in the situation of people not respecting your boundaries, you need to recognize your own ability to be dangerous. Okay, and this is really important, because when people don't hold up their boundaries, it's because they're fearful of what the other person might do, say, think, act, whatever. Okay, so you're imagining that there's danger from that person. You need to recognize your own ability to be dangerous. That in fact, if that person doesn't respect your boundaries, then they should be worried about what you might do, think, act, whatever. Okay, that you will withdraw your time, attention, and energy from anyone who doesn't respect your boundaries, and know that it will be a loss to them and not you. Right? On a bigger scale, like if you think of it in a public way, anyone who criticizes you, adds negative comments to your posts on social media, they can be deleted. Right? They can know that you, in fact, don't rate their thoughts and behavior and poor public display of manners. Okay, in your field of expertise, it's nice to be liked, but it's more important to be respected. And those who don't respect you don't deserve airtime in your thoughts. Okay, no one is on a pedestal, right? No one has superior knowledge over you. No one has a stamp of authority to rule over you and your ideas. Yes, you can be open to other ideas and learning, and even the possibility that sometimes you're wrong. And if anyone's going to deliver that information to you, they can do it in a respectful way. Otherwise, you can put boundaries in place. Okay, no one has a right to drag you into their emotional manipulation or drama. Every adult has the ability to deal with their own stuff. Right? If they keep manipulating you to feel sorry for them or to try to keep you small, withdraw your attention. Okay, this could be parents, it could be siblings, it could be partners, it could be friends, it could be colleagues, even strangers. You are the prize. And the better you enforce your boundaries, the better quality of life you'll live, being your most authentic self and doing great things in the world. And the better you enforce your boundaries, the better quality of people you will attract to you. Because people with clear boundaries like other people with clear boundaries. The only people who want to be around people with very low boundaries are those who want to take advantage of your boundaries not being there. Right? So are there some boundaries that you need to put in place? And you go through levels. Like I said, there'd be levels of this. The more you want to show up authentically, the more you want to be able to express yourself, the more you want to be able to live the way that you want to live, the more boundaries you're going to need to put in place. And if you fear doing this, if it's fearful for you putting boundaries in place, then reach out and get some help. Because knowing that someone backs you in your decision can be just the strength that you need to set really clear boundaries and to feel safe showing up as your authentic self.